Hey, welcome. Ever find yourself telling a story and wanting to paint a really vivid picture of something that was happening? Well, that's exactly where the past continuous tense comes in. Today, we're going to break it all down so you can use it like a pro. So here's what we've got on tap today. First, we'll cover what this tense even is. Then we'll look at how to build it, when to use it, and we'll touch on one really important exception you gotta know. And finally, you'll get a chance to test your skills. Let's do this. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1. What is the past continuous tense? What's its special job in a sentence? Okay, before I even give you a stuffy definition, let me ask you this. What were you doing at 8 p.m. last night? Seriously, think about it. Maybe you were watching a movie, or you were studying, maybe you were just scrolling on your phone. See? Whatever it was, that action was in progress at that specific time, and you just used the past continuous to describe it. That's the whole idea right there. So here's the official scoop. The past continuous, some people call it the past progressive, is all about actions that were in progress or ongoing at a specific point in the past. The big takeaway here isn't about the action being finished. It's all about the continuity. It's like hitting the pause button on a memory.
Okay, so we know what it is. Now let's get into the mechanics of how to actually build it. And you'll be happy to hear the formula is super simple.
And here it is. The recipe is simple. You just need two things. First, you grab the past tense of the verb to be, so that's was or were. Then you add the main verb with an ing at the end. That's it. Just remember, was goes with I, he, she, and it, and were goes with you, we, and they. Easy peasy. Let's see this in action with a few examples. They were studying last night. She was working when I called. In every single one of these, you can almost see the action happening, right? It was in progress either at a specific time or when something else interrupted it. Now, what if you want to make it negative? It couldn't be easier. You just slide the word not right after was or were. And when we're talking, we almost always squish them together to make wasn't or weren't. Like, he wasn't exercising or it wasn't snowing. And to ask a question, we just do a little flip-flop. Instead of they were taking, it becomes were they taking? Simple. And if you have a question word like what, where, or why, that just goes right at the front of the whole thing. Why was he studying on a Saturday night? Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the most important part. When should you actually use this thing? Let's get into the key scenarios where the past continuous really shines. This slide right here, this is the #1 classic use case. You use the past continuous for a longer background action, like studying, that gets interrupted by a short, sudden action, which is in the past simple, like suddenly feeling sleepy. Now compare that to the other sentence. When the guests arrived, Jane cooked dinner. That's just one thing happened, then the next thing happened. Two separate events. Big difference.
The past continuous is also a storyteller's best friend. It is perfect for setting the scene. It paints the background picture of what was going on. So before the main event, the elephant coming out, we get this amazing atmosphere. We know the sun was shining, the birds were singing. It just draws you in.
You're going to want to keep an eye out for these signal words. Think of them as clues. Words like while and as are a huge giveaway that a longer action is being described. And anytime you see a really specific past time, like at 8 p.m. yesterday, that's a massive hint you probably need the past continuous. All right, now hold on. Before we go any further, we have to talk about a really common mistake. It's a big exception to the rule. See, you can't use this tense with just any old verb. There's a special group of verbs that just don't like to be continuous. And they're called state of verbs. The easiest way to think about them is that they describe states of being, not actions. We're talking about things like opinions, emotions, what you see or hear, or things you own. Because they describe a state, not something you're actively doing, it sounds really weird and unnatural to put them in the continuous form. This table makes it crystal clear. You'd never say, I was knowing Julie. It just sounds wrong. You'd say, I knew Julie. Same thing with I was wanting to go home. Nope, it's I wanted to go home. For these kinds of verbs, these state verbs, you just stick with the simple past tense. All right, you've learned the what, the how, the when, and the big exception. So I think you're ready. It's time to put your knowledge to the test. I'm going to show you 10 questions. Go ahead and pause the video as we go to think about your answer, and then we'll check them all at the end. You got this. Here are your first 5 questions. Take a good look, read them carefully, and lock in your best answer for each one. And here are the last 5. Now pay close attention to number 9. It's a bit of a classic trick question. Okay, got your answers ready? Let's see how you did. And there are the answers. So how'd you do? Let's look at number 9. The right answer is didn't call, because the word yesterday refers to a finished time period. So it's a completed action, which means we need the simple past. But for number 7, he broke his leg when he was skiing. The skiing was the long background action that got interrupted. No matter how you did, great job for giving it a shot. And that is our deep dive into the past continuous. You now have this awesome tool to make your stories way more engaging and your descriptions more lifelike. I really hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.